Previously on Exposing Septa. Ma'am, I know this is not your fault, but I come in and out of the city daily. I take one train in, and because of this mishap, this unexpected mishap, I have to take 2 or 3 forms of transportation back to my house.
Okay. I mean, I can submit a complaint for you, but unfortunately, they do have to wait for the parts.
I would like...
Sometimes we can't get the parts, right away. Sometimes they have them, and then if they don't, then they have to order them.
So, with this series, I want to show you guys and take you through the journey of what it's like to advocate for yourself when you have a disability. Because at the end of the day, no one else cares. You have to do the work. The next person I called was the Mayor's Commission on People with Disabilities. And here's what the secretary had to say. Yes, I'm having some problems. I rely on Septa transportation to get everywhere. I cannot drive. And I live in and their elevator, one of the elevators is not working. The inbound train elevator works fine, but the outbound train coming back into my house does not work at all. It's been broken since probably the middle of July. They put up a sign just saying it will be fixed until further notice. I just called Septa and they said something about it's not going to be able to be fixed until well into September, if not later. I can take one form of transportation in, but I take like 2 or 3 different forms back to my house. And I'm in a wheelchair. Is there anything that can be done? I was looking at the ADA website, and it says if there's an issue, it should be fixed promptly, or there should be alternative routes. I think from mid-July until after September isn't prompt. And they do give alternative routes. And I tried to take one of those routes, and the elevator at that location or stair lift was broken as well.
Right.
And there's a website for Septa that tells you all the elevator outages. I was in Claremont. That one is not listed on their website.
Right. Okay, so you called Septa. Did you make a complaint with them?
Yes, I did.
Okay, and they just said that they wouldn't be able to get to it until July?
They said they're waiting on... I spoke to a representative named Tina. Tina said, September. They're waiting on a part.
Oh, okay. So they actually are trying to do something about the problem. It's just going to be a minute before they get the
correct
the part. Yeah.
I guess where my issue comes in line is any other time when there's an issue with Septa, they have notices everywhere. They didn't have a notice until after the elevator was broken. The way I found out was I was getting on the train to go back home, and the driver, regional rail, the driver said, "Oh, the elevator in Chester is broken. It's not working." And then I go home and see the sign and everything. I feel like if this were in any other town, like maybe a wider area of town, this wouldn't, the issue would not be as long as it is. But because this is Chester and the race and everything, they're dragging their feet. I have several complaints with Septa. There have been several times over the years where I've been left because the drivers and whatnot don't want to get up and hook me in and things of that nature. There's always an issue, and I'm just getting tired of it.
Right, I understand. But unfortunately, the only thing that you can do is to, call them and file the complaint, and because they have ordered the part and they are going to come out and repair it, we're just going to have to be patient and wait for that. There's actually nothing else that can be done, because it's it's a work in progress.
Right.
You know, and according to, you know, the ADA law, they are doing something about it. It is not, you know, like they're saying, well, we can't do anything.
Right.
You know, if they just brushed you off, then that would be something totally different. Then you could take action. But because you know, they did say that the part will be in September, you know, God willing, it will be, you know, applied, and this will be over for you, your inconvenience. But did they say that there's any alternative route that you can access?
Yeah, actually, they give a list of alternative routes that you can take, one of which is the elevator at that location is broken as well. I'm pulling it up right now. They said the alternative routes are Claymont, Delaware, Wilmington, Churchman's Crossing, and Newark, Delaware. Which means I have to go past my house to get back in, so I'm back on the other side, which has the working elevator. I went to Claymont on Tuesday, because what I originally have been doing is I take the Elwyn line to Swarthmore, and then I have to take a bus from Swarthmore to my house in Chester. And sometimes they don't show up until later. Yesterday, I rode my wheelchair from Swarthmore Station to my house.
Right.
But I checked Claymont. Claymont's, it's a stair lift. It's not working. I was stuck. I got on the train to go home at 5:10 p.m. and I didn't get in my house until like 8:45. Because their elevator wasn't working. Their stair lift wasn't working, so then I had to catch 2 buses on top of that to get to my house. I had to take one bus to the Tri-State Mall and then another bus to my house. And the Claymont station, there's no notice on the website that that's broken.
Wow, a lot.
It is a lot, and I think it's really, it's unnecessary.
Right, it's inconvenient.
It's an inconvenience, and I know for a fact if this were in any other part of town, this would have been resolved by now.
Oh, wow. But the only thing is, you know, like I said, it's unfortunate, but that's actually all that can be done at this point. Unless, I don't know if they would supply a shuttle bus, you know, to get you, you know, from point A to point B.
They're gonna start doing that on Saturday, but that's not because the lift, the thing is broken. That's because all of, like, 3 different regional rails, the Airport, Media Elwyn, and the Wilmington line are going to be down because of construction. That's the only reason why they're going to be shuttle buses, is because of that.
Right, right.
That everyone has to get off the train at 30th Street Station, and then there's shuttles to and from to wherever you need to go.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, but that's not because of Chester. And this project, everyone's known about that. We've known that they were going to shut it down since like June.
Okay. Wow. Ooh, that's a difficult situation you have there. Well, the place I could think would be Septa's, because you already made the complaint and you've already gotten the response, but it's a little kind of iffy. You're going to get the shuttle starting Saturday, just not for the reason that you want it.
Correct.
But still, you're going to get it, which will be great. But then the elevator won't be fixed until September, which is another inconvenience.
And I'm reading this right here. This whole shuttle thing is gonna be from August 4th through the 19th. Do they have an ADA?
Yeah, a person that they do that advises them according to disability. No,
Let me see. I'm on
I
the
would imagine they do.
I'm on their website right now. They do have a page called Accessible Septa, and they have a bunch of options. They have station accessibility, vehicle alternative options, you know, fares, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, you might want to give them a call and see if there's anything else, but pretty much they're doing all that they can to accommodate, you know, people with disabilities. So if there is anything further that they can do for you, that would be the page that you want to reach out to.
Okay.
Give them a call and see, you know, according to the law, what it is that they can do, if anything, you know, because they're doing basically everything that you're asking, you know, because, you know, we want things to, you know, make it easier for us, but by the same token, there are millions of riders, but, you know, the sooner the better. And I think that if you give them a call and just let them know that you are attentive to this situation, because it does affect your life, that they may be a little more responsive. And if there is anything that they could further do, then they probably would do that.
Okay.
What do you think?
I already called them before I called you guys, and
Okay, you spoke with them already?
yes,
Okay.
yes.
Well, then if you want to, just wait and see how it plays out, because like I said, you basically have, you know, the things that you were concerned about.
Right.
You do have the shuttle bus is going to be in a couple days, and you do have the part. It's already ordered, so it's going to be implemented, I guess, in September or somewhere around September, you know, once they receive the part. So, you know, the repairs will be made, so that'll be great. But make sure, the second thing that you said, there was another issue. Make sure you get them on that one as well, because you don't want one thing to be fixed and then the other one is just falling apart.
Right.
So, you know, let them know that you would like that one to be addressed as well.
All right.
Okay?
Yes.
Okay. Well, Jasmine, it's been a pleasure talking with you.
Thank
and I
you.
wish you the best.
Thank you. Thank you for
You're
all
quite
your help.
welcome. Oh, no problem.
Have a great day. Next time on Exposing Sector, Dan and I go to the transportation's headquarters and confront and ask what can be done about the elevator.
Are you speaking of the wheelchair lift that take you up and down the stairs is broken?
At Claymont?
Yeah.
Correct.